Hi, I'm Aki, a minimalist and matcha artist traveling the world. I often hear my friends say, "You're very lucky," or "Miracles happen to you a lot." Why? Then my usual response is, "Yeah, I'm so lucky." Today, I want to share the secrets behind that. In October 2023, during my North America journey, I was super lucky to experience many miracles. So I'd like to share 5 ways to make miracles happen. Stay tuned until the end. I've just arrived at Vancouver Airport. From now on, I'm heading to Victoria, where I lived 5 years ago. I'm so excited! First, how to make miracles happen. Lift your mood. One important and straightforward way to make miracles happen, in my opinion, is to lift your mood. Because I think miracles are more likely to happen when you're in a good mood. Think about a time when you're so happy. Everything seemed to go well, right? On the contrary, when you're frustrated, in a bad mood, things don't seem to work out. In simple terms, mood multiple action equals result. So that means when your mood is good, even a small action can lead to great results. So for example, on this trip, I maintain a consistently positive and happy mood. So that's why many miraculous events happened. So now, let's explore some of these miracles together. Unexpected reunion. At Vancouver, when I got on a bus and found a vacant seat, I noticed the woman sitting next to me vigorously waving her hand. First, I was like, "What's going on? Who are you?" But I soon realized she was my language school teacher from 5 years ago. What a delightful coincidence! The miraculous encounters continue. The next day in Victoria, while I was waiting for an order at a cafe, I noticed a tall person walking in. And it turned out she's the owner of the share house I used to live in. We were both surprised, especially because we were actually planning to meet on the night of this day. Wow! Second, visualize the future. One reason for this miraculous encounter likely lies in the power of visualization. Because scientifically, visualization influences the subconscious, making the envisioned future more achievable. For example, I was imagining having fun conversations with friends or teachers while on the bus. Yeah, then it's happened in reality. Other things I imagined became reality in Victoria. A successful surprising event at JagaSilk, my former workplace, working at JagaSilk, and hosting a tea ceremony at a beautiful seaside location. Amazing! So if you wanted these kinds of miracles, try vividly imagining your future. Miracle in Calgary. I stayed at the house of my former guest from the small guest house I used to run in Tokyo around 9 years ago. Now I want to share an interesting story how they found out I'm a YouTuber. It wasn't because I have told them or they have directly watched my YouTube videos. So why? The key to this revelation was in his hands. One day at a university in Toronto, to my honor, my minimalistic lifestyle video was used in the class. In that video, there was a brief moment featuring a photo of him 10 years old. What's remarkable is that one of his friends happened to be in that class. And despite the photo being from almost a decade ago, he somehow thought, could it be him? Then he contacted him, and that's how he found out my YouTube channel. Soon after, his mother messaged me, and we reconnected. Isn't it great? Third, break out your comfort zone. I believe challenging yourself and stepping out of your comfort zone can lead to unexpected results. For example, because I took on the challenge of managing a small guest house in Tokyo, I ended up meeting wonderful family from Calgary, and similarly, starting a YouTube channel results in reconnecting with us. Then now, I'm here. I think while things inside the comfort zone may stay within expectations, stepping outside often brings the unimaginable, miracles. By the way, in Calgary, I took on another challenge. I was asked by Steven, the vice principal of a local high school, "Aki, could you demonstrate tea ceremony for our high school students?" For high school students? And in English? Oh, it's my first time. I was a bit worried, but I embraced the challenge. And this challenge once again led to more miracles down the road. Tea gathering in New York. I've held tea ceremonies in various places, but New York holds a special meaning for me because conducting a tea ceremony here was one of my dreams. 5 years ago, during a sightseeing trip to New York, I found this urban oasis incredibly beautiful. At that moment, I strongly wished, someday, I want to hold a tea ceremony here. However, as time passed, 5 years, I honestly began to forget about that dream. But during this trip, while having a tea ceremony in Central Park, it suddenly hit me. Oh, right! Holding a tea ceremony here was a dream of mine! Somehow, without me realizing, the dream had come true. I felt like a miracle, especially considering I wasn't doing YouTube 5 years ago. But now, I'm having a tea ceremony with my followers. Truly miracles. Fourth, awareness. Miracles sometimes happen without us realizing. For example, has anyone experienced looking at the list of your dreams from 10 years ago and realizing that many dreams have already come true? In reality, miracles are happening all around us. Not just big ones like dreams coming true, but also the smaller ones, like being able to walk, wake up, eat, or simply being alive. We often forget or overlook these miracles, but realizing them can make your life more happy. Miracle of Two Samurai. While in Los Angeles, I stayed at the house of Kentaro-san, whom I met through YouTube. He's the owner of Chafinity, a company that sells really good organic matcha. Today, we collaborated at the farmer's market. And on that note, let me quickly introduce Chafinity's matcha. Unlike typical organic matcha, Chafinity's matcha is very mild with less bitterness. On top of that, it has a rich aroma. Honestly, I've tried various organic matchas, but this Chafinity's one is genuinely delicious, and it has become my favorite. Nowadays, I drink Chafinity's matcha every morning, and it makes me feel so happy. I've been wanting to introduce this matcha to you guys, and finally, this is the right moment. If you use this code, SAMURAI, you can get an 11% discount. If you're interested, check the link in the description to give it a try. Trust me, it's totally different from other organic matchas. Okay, let's return to the story. Actually, before even meeting, Kentaro-san and I had many things in common, such as being Japanese, matcha enthusiasts, and practitioner of tea ceremony. I'm a samurai in Japan, and he's a samurai in Los Angeles. But the most surprising thing we found out was that we share the same birthday. The reactions at that moment were like this. Such miracles exist, right? But it didn't end there. It turned out that a staff member from his company and I were born at the exact same time. Unbelievable! Fifth, decide miracles will happen. An easy way to create miracles is to simply decide that they will happen. Because this creates a feeling that miracles are bound to happen. I'll share a secret morning routine I've been practicing lately. When drinking water in the morning, whisper these words. Thank you for creating miracles today. Then drink the water. Whether it's true or not, real miracles happen. In fact, the day this video was recorded, it turned out our birthdays matched. So, give it a try. After Los Angeles and Hawaii, I went back to Victoria to join the tea festival. Lastly, meeting at the tea festival. While walking in a kimono at the tea festival, I was approached by a guy nearby. He said, "It's a great kimono." Then the conversation started. And what I discovered in the conversation was that he was a graduate of high school where I hosted a tea ceremony in Calgary. Wow! And another miracle just happened. Miracles aren't just things that happen. They're things we can make happen. So I've summarized my own way of creating miracles. How did you think about it? Let's live our miraculous life together. Okay, stay safe, have fun. Thank you for watching as usual. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.